everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this week I started my orthopedic surgery rotation, or we'll just say orthopedic rotation. And so today specifically is surgery day, so I just wanted to take you guys along and show you what that looks like. Let me actually get some stuff. Everyone's still sleeping, so I'm trying to be quiet. It's only about 6:30 right now. So I wrote down in my bullet journal the different cases that we're gonna be doing today. And I looked them up last night. I watched some videos on YouTube, and I think a good rule of thumb is that whatever department you're in, go to that specific department's website. So like orthopedic, I went to the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgery, AAOS. If you're doing dermatology, go to the American Academy of Dermatology. Same for family medicine, AAFP. So I wrote down the cases in my bullet journal of the things that we're doing. After I look things up, I like to go back into my anatomy book and just review all the anatomy, all the muscles and all that stuff, because doctors will ask you during surgery, like basically the anatomy. This book is Clinically Oriented Anatomy. I use this one, but there's also just like the regular anatomies book, like the atlas that I have that you guys is really good to use. I just go in, and so we're doing, oops, let's see, head and neck. Yeah. So we're gonna do lower limb and pelvis. So I'll just look up those. Probably start at pelvis at 331. Yeah, so I'll just go through this and look through everything and study it. Yeah, so I'll just go through all these, look at the anatomy and study these things. It's a good way to study for your rotations. So I need to leave early to change into scrubs at the hospital, so I'll check in back with you over there. So I think a lot of you guys asked me how I study for anatomy, and if you guys watched my video on how I studied in med school, you guys would have seen that I like to draw out a lot of my anatomy stuff. Putting pen to paper helps me remember everything, and especially during med school we had anatomy dissection labs, and so everything I read, everything I drew, the very next day or that week I would go into the lab and actually dissect the different layers, see all the muscles, the compartments, the nerves, and so it really cemented in my brain. I think it would be a lot harder if I didn't have that. So yeah, I don't know if that really helps you guys answer the question on how I study anatomy or what's the best way to study effectively, but yeah. Okay, so I'm in the locker room. We pick from scrubs here. Just gotta change. These are smalls. All right, I'm all dressed. Gotta go. See you after surgery. Just finished up 2 surgeries, now going to didactics. My get up. So I'm currently in the lactation room. This way. is what it looks like. I'm gonna pump before I go to didactics. So yeah, you guys know the drill.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm home now. It is about 5:15, and so yeah, after didactics I went back to surgery and then did 2 more cases, and now I am home. I'm gonna jump in the shower because I feel really gross, but I just wanted to show you guys that in surgery you can't wear any rings or any watches and stuff, so I put my rings on my necklace, and then I put my Fitbit on my ankle, so it looks like a whatchamacallit, like a house arrest thing. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, I'll shower and then I'll come back and tell you guys what I did during surgery and stuff. And then I'm just trying to put this little guy to sleep. Go to sleep, sweetie. Sleep. You're tired. No. Sleep. Okay. So I'm back. I don't know if you can see Wyatt if I hold him this low. Can you see him? You see? Hi, sweetie. So orthopedic surgery is a lot of drilling, a lot of hammering. It looks, basically the physician looks like a carpenter. So we did decompression today of the femur head. This happens with avascular necrosis. The femur head doesn't really have a good blood supply, and so if you're a heavy alcoholic and you smoke a lot, it can tend to happen. And patients would usually present with hip pain, and they're younger, in their 30s or 40s. Actually, I forget, it's like 20 to 40s when I was reading last night. We also did a total knee replacement. I guess everyone in there was warning me to asking me if I was okay, because only 50% of people can actually stand watching a knee surgery, a full knee replacement. The other half need to sit down because they feel like they're going to pass out and stuff. So I was very happy to say that I got through the whole thing and I was fine. We got to wear these little spacesuit helmet kind of things, so that was pretty cool. Orthopedic surgery is a lot different than other types of surgery. So when you guys tell me you guys want to be a surgeon, also think about what type of surgeon you would want to become, because as I said, orthopedic surgery, you're like a carpenter. You literally use like a power drill, a hammer like thing, chipping away at stuff. Yeah. And then with, like, say with vascular surgery, you're dealing more with the vessels and you're doing small suturing stuff. Same with plastics, same with ophthalmology. You're working mainly on the eye, only on the eye, and using very small instruments. trauma surgery, that's a whole other ball game where you open up the whole abdomen, compared to cardiothoracic surgery where you're working on the heart. And all these different types of surgeries are so different, and I think you have to find what you like, because I told you guys that I really liked surgery. I was on a trauma surgery rotation at that time, and I told you guys I like more of the finesse, like suturing and doing the small stuff. I am not, like, orthopedic surgery probably isn't my thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, drilling stuff is fun, but it doesn't give me the same satisfaction as repairing a laceration, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was my surgery day. Pretty chill. We're also on call, so anything that comes through the ER that he needs consults with, I would go with him to those. So yeah, that's about it. Later on today, everyone's coming over to my place and we're doing fantasy football draft. So yeah, I'll end that here. If you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment section below and I'll try to get to them. And you guys know, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Say peace! Peace!